Now, without even being conscious of it, without even trying to do it, you are consistently executing on those daily actionable skills to achieve that larger goal that you wrote down. The one thing that every successful person has to optimize is productivity. With it, you can do almost anything. Without it, you can do pretty much nothing. So here are 9 strategies that can help you with your productivity. I have like a super hyperactive mind, so I'm always getting distracted by a bunch of different things, and so having these productivity strategies definitely helped me out a ton, and it's helped me out so much that I'm actually creating a downloadable PDF. It's not out yet, probably won't be out for a minute just because I don't know how I want to have the outline be, but eventually it will be live. So depending on when you see this video, it could be out right now or it could not be out. So if a habit tracker or a productivity checklist would interest you, go ahead and just check out the description and see if it's in the link in bio. First productivity strategy that I use that I think helped me out the most was actually planning the night or the day before. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I woke up in the morning with absolutely no plan and no structure that I outlined the night before, it definitely had me feeling a lot more anxious throughout the day, not really knowing what I had to do. I knew at some point a few things had popped into my head the day before. I never wrote them down, and now the rest of the day, that thing is lingering, man, what did I have to do today that I thought of yesterday, but now I just can't think of because of all the other random day-to-day stuff that's going on right now. But the days that I did write down what I needed to do the night before, those were the days that I woke up with clarity. And I could literally just knock out all the things on that list, and I felt way more accomplished that day. And it just works out with the habit tracker that I set up and my calendar every day, because the first thing that I have when I wake up is to knock out the top 3 priorities of the day. And when I do write down the things I need to get done the night before, I can just wake up and knock out those top 3 priorities because they're already there, written down on a piece of paper or a sticky note that was written out the night before. The second productivity strategy that I leverage is having an A list. So when you are writing down your tasks or your lists of things to do throughout the day, you wanna get a piece of paper and you wanna write down a line right through the middle of it. On the left side, you wanna just write down top 3 priorities on the top of the left side. Next to those bulletin points, then you're gonna wanna write down your top 3 priorities of that day. That's the first 3 things you gotta knock out. Those are probably gonna be your top 3 most important things to get done that day. On the right side, you wanna write down tasks. You want your A list things to be towards the top of that tasks list. So basically, your A list comes right after your top 3 priorities. And then, just write down the list in order of pretty much most important. So A, all the way down to Z of least important. Things that, you would like to get done today, but if they get done tomorrow, it doesn't really matter. The third productivity hack or strategy that I have for you guys is to have tiered goals. What I mean by that is have this huge, large goal that you want to accomplish, break it down into small daily tasks, right? So what are the daily actionable steps that you have to do in order to actually accomplish that large goal? And that's why this habit tracker that I'm creating is going to be so crucial, because on that habit tracker, you want to be putting down those daily actionable skills / goals that you want to be executing on every single day, because the reason why it's on your habit tracker is so that you get used to doing them every single day. It will eventually turn into a habit, and now without even being conscious of it, without even trying to do it, you are consistently executing on those daily actionable skills to achieve that larger goal that you wrote down. The fourth productivity strategy that I have for you guys is to just get used to saying no a lot more. Everything and everybody is fighting for your attention. Social media is fighting for your attention. Friends are fighting for your attention. Family is fighting for your attention. Coworkers are fighting for your attention. Everything is spreading you out, or everything is trying to spread you out so thin. So the more things and people that you can say no to, the more focused you're able to be, the more productive you're able to be, the more solitude that you're able to have, which just means that there's not so much just crazy stuff going on in your life, and you're not just being a yes man doing so many things for people because you're saying no. And at first, this is going to feel very uncomfortable, but what you have to understand is that over time, it's going to get easier. You're going to get used to saying no to people, because another thing that you have to understand is that being an entrepreneur, you're not paid hourly. So you becoming a yes man and always saying yes to people and always being sucked into things like social media, which you're technically saying yes to, you're allowing it to consume your time, and time is money. So getting used to saying no is something that will free up so much time. Do you ever feel like, man, my whole entire day went by like that? Or do you ever feel like, man, how is, Elon Musk able to do so many things in a day? Or how is, this person able to do so many things in one day and I can't? Well, that's because more often than not, it's because you've been sucked into being a yes man. You're not even conscious of it, and you're saying yes to everything, and you're spreading yourself out so thin. Your time's always getting consumed by doing all these random things, and then before you know it, you lift your head up like 9:30 at night, and you're like, where did my whole day go? So just start saying no more. The fifth step that I have for you guys to help out with your productivity is to follow the 2-minute rule. This is in alignment with procrastination. If something takes you less than 2 minutes to do, just do it, right? If it's like picking up your clothes off the bathroom floor and throwing it in the washer, or if it's washing the dishes, or if it's like whatever random tasks you have, and if it takes under 2 minutes, just do it. Because instead of it like being hung over your head all day long, and it's gonna cause some anxiety or just cause you to, have a bunch of extra added things on your to-do list that will cause you to look at your to-do list and be like, oh my God, this thing's like a never-ending to-do list because you have so many things on there. Just knock out all of the things that are going to take you less than 2 minutes to do, and all of a sudden you're going to feel way more accomplished, and that is more than likely going to result in giving you some momentum, giving you a little bit of tempo to go in and start executing and knocking out the rest of the things that you have to do. Just to reiterate, everything that you have to do is gonna weigh on you. So again, if it's gonna take less than 2 minutes, don't waste the opportunity to shed unnecessary weight or tasks weighing over your head. Productivity strategy number 6. So this one is kind of cool just because this is completely up to you. Basically, just try to find your ideal work block. What I mean by that is, do you work better just grinding out work for 25 minutes and taking a 5-minute break? Do you work way better working for 45 minutes straight and then taking like a 15-minute break? For me personally, I will wake up at 5 and I'll literally do a productivity block of from 5 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. with no breaks. Just head down, woke up early, I'm super focused. I've been fasting because I haven't eaten since I stopped eating at 7 p.m. and I don't eat again until 11 a.m. I purposely fast throughout that time because fasting helps me be hyper focused. And so I'm like at my optimal productivity focused point there during those times. There's no other distractions. Nobody else is awake. The sun is still down. I'm just totally in work mode. Some of you guys are night owls from 10:30 to like 2 a.m. No distractions. Most people are sleeping. You have nothing else to do. So you like just put your head down and you grind and you're able to knock out a bunch of stuff, which is why I actually put this here in my notes, is a actual work block. Some people don't wake up super early. Others don't stay up super late. So maybe you work a 9 to 5, and from 5 or from like 6 to 9 is your time where you work on your side hustle or you work on your business, or even if you don't have a regular 9 to 5, this will still apply to you. Test this out, trial and error, figure out what is your ideal work block, your focus block. Is it 2 hours on, 20 minutes off? Is it an hour on, 5 minutes off? Just kind of play with it, and once you find it, you'll know, because you'll be like, okay, some people like just can't focus for that long. So if you really can't focus for that long, potentially try doing that 25 minutes of just focus, no distraction, don't look at your phone, like literally don't lift your head up, just work for 25 minutes, have a 5-minute break. Keep trying different blocks until one really resonates and you see that you're executing much more proactively than you would in another block sequence. The 7th productivity hack that I have for you guys is to eliminate all electronic distractions. Your phone, an iPad, your laptop, whatever it may be. just put it in a different room, put it or them on do not disturb. For me, I normally just throw them in my bedroom, and then I just come in here into my office and I'll work. And the only time that I really actually bring my phone out is when I'm recording videos, not YouTube videos. YouTube videos I record on a nicer camera, but like my TikTok videos or whatever it may be, that I use my phone for, or if I'm using it for outreach or whatever it may be. But other than that, I normally have it in a completely different room, just simply because I am very addicted to my phone. And so if I have it out, I'll start scrolling. And I even, like, while I'm using it for outreach, I will see something on my feed, start looking at that. I'll see something else on my feed, start looking at that. Before I know it, 20 minutes goes by. I'm like, dude, I only came on my phone to DM this one person and I haven't even done it yet. It's definitely probably my biggest barrier to productivity. After, you know, doing some more due diligence, and you guys can do your own research as well on this, but electronic distractions are the #1 barrier to productivity nowadays, which totally makes sense. So if you want to be more productive, definitely just eliminate or try to eliminate electronic distractions as much as you possibly can. The 8th productivity tip or strategy that I have for you today is just to try to hire on help as early as you can, or whenever you can afford it. I know some ways that I've implemented that into my own life is I hired one of my best friends to help edit these YouTube videos for you guys, because A, I'm not the best at editing content. B, it takes me a pretty long time. C, I want the content to be as good as possible for the viewers. Another thing that I do is I have a virtual assistant do a bunch of different tasks for me. I also leverage Amazon very heavily too. Obviously, us as entrepreneurs, our time is very valuable. This kind of depends on how much money you make, but if you're at a level of entrepreneurship where an hour of your time is worth $5,000, what makes more sense? To pay a little bit extra money and order all of your food from Instacart, and to order all of your household things from Amazon? Or does it make more sense to spend an hour going out and going shopping, waiting in line, walking up and down all the aisles? Especially for me, living in New York City, I would have to order an Uber, drive all the way over there, shop, just to order another Uber and then come back. So I would much rather put that hour into that time into my business and paying some extra money to leverage other apps like Amazon or Instacart or whatever it may be. And the same thing goes for cooking. I know that Ryan Pineda is a pretty well-known entrepreneur. He just hired on his own private chef. Him and his wife run their business together, and they have children. It is like too expensive for them because their time, they're worth like $10,000 an hour, like, you know, $20,000 an hour, whatever it may be. If they spend 3 hours cooking every day, an hour cooking breakfast, an hour cooking lunch, an hour cooking dinner, and there's 2 of them, so 6 hours a day, they're wasting so much money and time cooking. Yes, on paper, it looks expensive to hire a private chef, but now we can dedicate so much more of that time to put back into our business, and it's gonna make us way more money than the money it took to hire on a private chef. Hope that makes sense. Finally, number 9, the last productivity strategy I have for you guys is taking care of your health. Your energy levels and what you feed yourself and what you feed your brain is essential to your productivity. Now, for myself, I try to only drink coffee and water. Sugary drinks like Gatorade, lemonade, Sprite, any other type of like pop. I'll make sure to throw in soda, because whenever I say pop, people like get triggered by that. But if you grew up in Chicago or in the Midwest, you would know that we don't call it soda, we call it pop. Regardless, the food that you put in your body will literally determine how fog-minded you are or how much clarity you have. Alcohol will make you extremely fog-minded. Smoking weed will make you feel fog-minded. Eating things with sugar in them, the sugar causes a fogged up mind where you can't think clearly, you can't remember things as well. Your brain is not operating at its most optimal state. This is why I fast, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Fasting, not having any food in your gut, your body not having to process all that food and break it down, helps you stay focused, because your body can only exert so much energy at one time. Would you rather have your body expend that energy on breaking down the nutrients in your gut, Or would you rather purposely put your focused work in the morning when you know you have an EN since 7 p.m., so you have nothing in your system, so your body is able to exert all that energy to your brain so that you can focus on the tasks at hand. So health is incredibly essential to your productivity. Working out, you're getting that blood pumping. You're able to stay way more focused after a workout. Taking cold showers. Like, biohacking has so much to do with how productive that you're able to be. So I actually think I'm going to make a full video on just that, biohacking and how those types of things help with your productivity. Again, guys, that's the last productivity strategy or hack or tip that I have for you guys. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to this YouTube channel, just because I post a lot of things similar to this, as well as make sure to check out the description, because the habit tracker and a lot of the other things like the productivity mini course and a lot of other digital assets that I have could potentially be in the description based on when you're watching this video.